Today, I'm going to go visit my Uncle T's house for my heritage project to learn more about my family.
Started down south, in a town so small.
Have a seat. As a matter of fact, let me turn this TV on.
So, where I came from, where did you live, before you came here?
I'm from a family of 10. Your great-great-grandfather, James Woodard, and your great-great-grandmother, Gloria Woodard, had 10 children together. They had a dry cleaners at 912 South 19th Street, and that's basically where I came from. I'm the 9th child out of 10 again, and they were entrepreneurs. They had a dry cleaners, and they worked diligently to make sure we had the things that we needed.
I'll visit this place that my great-grandfather worked at.
Well, your father came here because your grandfather, which is my brother, his father, which is my father, which is your great-grandfather, his name is James Woodard. Your dad's middle name is James. He came from Sylvester, Georgia. He met my mom here in Philadelphia. My mother came from Mount Olive, North Carolina. They met in a rooming house, got married, and had 10 children.
You got James from Georgia, that's my dad. Gloria from North Carolina, that's my mom, of course. And that's where you come from both of them and all of us. Grandpa, which is my grandfather, was in Georgia. He born and raised down there, and my father comes from the same area down in Georgia, and then he came to Philly, that's to give you a shortcut. He came to Philly, opened up a business up here. Long thing, 10 kids, you know what I mean? And it's just unbelievable what he did with, the education and stuff that he only had. He graduated with 8th grade, from 8th grade. That was it. After that, he learned his business from his father, which was also a tailor, which he called him a butcher. I said, why you say that, Dad? He said, man, my father could fix anything.
Kairo, remember your name. The family fire is a beautiful.
However, there's a deeper root to my history, or our history, because my grandfather, which is your great-great-great-grandfather, had a dry cleaners too on South Street back in the 30s. And of course, my father emulated what his father did and had the cleaners on 19th Street. So that's where I come from, and that's your bloodline, really, where you come from.
Yeah, so basically, what are some of your brothers and sisters' names?
Well, my oldest brother was named after my father, James Woodard. Then there's a Robert Woodard. Then there's a Bernard Woodard, which is your grandfather. And then there's a Frederick Woodard, Gloria Woodard, Helena Woodard, Teresa Woodard, Kathleen Woodard, me, Timothy Woodard, and my brother Nathaniel Woodard. So,
he even suggested they get a barber shop, and that's what they did. You know what I mean? Woody opened the shop up, and the brothers came right behind him. Everybody can cut hair, man. I can shape up a mustache, but I can't cut no hair.
Is there any path of immigration, how you got here?
Oh, absolutely. There's normally the history of America is the immigrants and having a choice of coming to America. However, our people didn't have that choice. We came here as slaves. We came here as property. We came here being sold as property, actually. And as a result of that, we helped build this country and didn't get anything for it. So it's like having a job and not getting paid. That's what our people had to go through. However, we made the best of it with some of the civil rights movements, with Black folks basically saying, even though we came here and it wasn't fair, it wasn't right, we want to try and make the best of it. So with that in mind, we started to try and unite as a people and have our the masses of of employment and things like that, employ our people or buy from our people. So we had a little rougher road than most of the other immigrants that came here.
Like, what was it like to live back then with like your father and your grandfather and like all your like siblings?
Oh wow, that's another great question because my dad used to tell me, my grandfather and my father used to tell me some of the stories about, like my grandfather told me a story about the Depression back in 1929, when there was real hard times for not just our people, for most Americans. Stock market crashed. I'm not sure whether you know anything about that, but it wasn't a lot of food. It wasn't a lot of jobs, and being the tenacity that they had in them, they got through it. So some of those stories were horrifying because we asked ourselves, could we do that today? But they really went through some times, the civil rights movement where, you know, in the South, you couldn't go in certain places and buy things. They didn't want your money. They just wanted nothing to do with black people at all. So we came through that with the Civil Rights Bill, just saying that everything basically that they were doing was wrong. And they started the Civil Rights Movement where they wanted to start being fair and treating you like humans instead of treating you in that negative way.
Thank you very much. Love you to death. You got all these kids and grandkids, man. And one thing about dad and mom, they love the children. They had 10 of their own. So you can imagine anybody that got that name Woodard, you know what I mean? My sister told me, you don't pronounce it right, Freddie. It's Woodard. We argue about it. I said Woodard. You know, she said Woodard.
Thank you, Uncle T, for giving me all this information about our family, and hopefully my teacher will accept it.
There you go.
Today